Welcome everyone to the Elastos Spotlight on Elabox. My name is Fakhul and I lead growth within the Elastos ecosystem. I am pleased to be joined by John, who leads the Elabox team. Elabox is a hardware solution for the Elastos ecosystem. So, hi John, please let us know a little bit more about yourself.
Thank you also, Fakhul, for having me here. I'm John Marcus. People from the Elastos community knows me as John M. I have worked as an app developer for more than a decade now. And while working remotely, I also manage some businesses here in our small island in the Philippines. And right now, I'm also one of Elabox Co-founder and currently the one who managed the project.
Awesome. And can you give us a little bit more information around your time with Elastos? When did you join the ecosystem? What attracted you to Elastos? And, how do you kind of see it, Elastos fitting in the broader Web3 story?
Let's start on how I found the Elastos project. It's around late 2018. I tried searching the next big thing in crypto, like the next Bitcoin, the next Ethereum. Since I'm a developer, I tend to focus more on the technical side of each project I search and study. That's when I found Elastos and the theory behind its technology. I can say that it was a love at first sight, and it clicked for me. This is the one, its grand vision, the solution it's presenting, and the team behind it. And then from there, I joined the community, studied how each part of the Elastos technology works, and how we can use it on different cases and application. When I joined the community, there's a famous saying: "Came for the money, stayed for the tech." I learned it. Yeah, I came for the money and I stayed for the tech. And then time comes, I think it's around 2019 when the team launched Elastos platform. It's an application on Android. It's a sandbox application that you can run decentralized app built by the developers. I'm one of the first developers who launched an app on it called I called the app that I launched Ella Note. And then from there I met some prominent community members like Adam, who then started a project that time called Elabox. He and I worked together in some project outside crypto since he knows me as an app developer. And then he invited me to work with him on Elabox. And then I continued to work on Elabox since then. I started, I continued what he started. I'm amazed how far Elastos has gone. Its tech is mature enough for real world application. With enough Web3 developers, right now I see that there's a plan to acquire more developers. I honestly believe that Elastos can make an impact on blockchain industry in the near future. I've been here since day one. What I believe Elastos can achieve from that day didn't change even to this day. Elastos can coexist with other Web3 projects. And I support what Ronshan said a long time ago on a tweet. He said, Elastos is inclusive, not exclusive.
So let's dive in a little bit more around what exactly is the Elabox. We know it's a hardware solution. If you were to summarize it at a very high level, how would you describe the Elabox and who would be interested in acquiring an Elabox?
Well, Elabox is a device that can run different blockchain technologies. For example, it can run nodes, blockchain nodes. It can run a truly decentralized app store. It can run decentralized technologies, not exactly crypto, but technologies that can protect your security, your identity, technology that will give you power to own your own data. That's Elabox can run those technologies inside. So it's a device powered by a Raspberry Pi, which run this system. It's for people who really wanted their security control over their identity, their transactions on the blockchain network, control over their code, their app that they are using. It's for people who really wanted to avoid being exploited by hackers who exploit centralized servers, websites that are run by these big companies. So that's what Elabox is for. It's a gateway to Web3. Web3 is a decentralized internet built by decentralized apps. Elabox is a gateway to those apps built in with Web3.
That's really interesting, and I'm proud to say I'm actually one of the early Elabox community members, and I was lucky enough to acquire one of the first limited edition Ella boxes, and I've been having a great time with it. And I agree. I think from a personal perspective, that ability to have full control around how you
Yeah.
interact in Web3 is extended by the use of an Ella box. So, for example, the ability to submit transactions to a blockchain directly yourself, hosting and accessing apps on a decentralized app store, especially interesting for those that are operating within a fully decentralized environment. But I think, it would only be fair if we do address, unfortunately, I received my Ella box in a very timely manner, but there have been some
Yeah.
difficulties with logistics surrounding the Ella boxes. So I think, for the benefit of everyone tuning in, maybe if you could just briefly outline what those, the challenges you and the team have faced
hmm
around
hmm
the Elabox.
Sadly, by the time Elabox officially get funded and launch, it's already pandemic period. Personally, I already predicted that there will be chip shortages in the coming months. So we immediately bought 250 pieces of RPi 4 gigabyte boards in a few days since we get the funding. 4 gigabyte RAM is what my co-founder Adam used to run Elabox old system. But as we developed the Elabox, since we have a new funding, we created a new system. I saw that 4 gigabyte RAM is not enough. So I quickly changed what Adam initially decided and tried to order a bigger memory and 8 gigabyte RAM of board immediately. But unfortunately, as I what I predicted, we predicted chip shortage started to affect our pie supply. I was able to about 60 pieces, but that's not enough. One of those 60, you receive one of those, but a lot of current orders is still pending. We thought that supply will get better in a few months, but we are wrong. We waited for 2 years for us just to get our hands on new boards. We were also faced with some issues other than the chip shortages. Our system, like blockchain node syncing and some system update issues. So that's the problem we had this past few months and years.
And how have you been able to resolve those issues that you're now back on track?
Happily, we were able to find a supplier that can help us out. Also, with the help of my team, who dedicated the time, even without pay, we were able to fix some bugs as well along the way. They do it because they believe on the project. They develop a new UI design, and we implement this design. It is very suitable for the next version of Elabox OS. This is all because of the hard work my team gave, working all for free because all of us in Elabox, we believe on its potential to become part of Elastos success.
It's tough launching a startup, I must say. So, as we sit and converse today, what is the current state of play with regards to the outstanding Elabox orders? I think that's what a lot of community members are very focused on. Understandably, what is the current status of delivering the back order?
I'm very happy to announce that we have all the components we need. Especially we have enough RPi boards to assemble and Elabox devices to fulfill our remaining orders. And we also took our time, just like before, to make sure that we assemble these Elaboxes carefully. We also make sure that the system is working properly, even though it's been 2 years since we launched our first set of Elaboxes. And we are proud to say that these Elaboxes are assembled on a small island in the Philippines. A Web3 hardware technology with innovative features is being built by islanders. And we are proud and happy to be a part of this Web3 revolution using our project, our Elabox.
Very cool. And what is the current estimates for shipping out the remaining Ella boxes?
Well, the good news is we expect it to be shipped out this week from our remote island here in Palawan, Philippines. We will then ship it out to Manila. Our team in Manila will then receive it and then pack it and prepare to ship it to our customers worldwide. We partner with the DHL. They gave us a discount on this L boxes that we are going to ship to different countries so that we are sure that our customers can get their order wherever they are located.
Oh, that's fantastic. Great news. And I find it extremely interesting that the yellow box is actually assembled on a remote island and then
Yeah.
shipped out. I mean, what great way of demonstrating the future of Web3 technology and decentralized companies and communities. No, very, very, very interesting. That's great, and I think people will be very pleased to hear the latest update and the fact that the other boxes are now being shipped. But what comes next? What's the future? What are you working on currently with regards to the yellow box beyond the back orders?
Well, since 2021, we are planning to make a free light version of Elabox that can run anywhere. We decide to create a more accessible and open platform. So we are now working on a desktop version of Elabox OS for everyone to for everyone to understand. Elabox OS is the Elabox system that is running on Elabox device. We called it Elabox OS. We create a desktop version of this Elabox OS. We called it Elabox Lite because it's a lighter version of the Elabox OS that is running on a device. It's an app on a desktop, like for now it's on Windows, that will run most of Elabox OS feature, except running blockchain nodes, because it doesn't make sense to run blockchain nodes on a desktop. Blockchain nodes require a machine that is running 24/7, and desktop computers doesn't run 24/7. So we remove that feature, but its primary feature is that it can run our fully decentralized app store, a truly decentralized app store.
I see. And what does that actually mean, though, for the average user? Like, how can the Ella Box Lite bring Web3 to our doors?
A true decentralized app store that I mentioned a while ago is powered by Elastos technologies. It can reduce the risk of hacking. For example, all DeFi websites right now are hosted in central servers, right? And hackers can exploit these websites, resulting in huge loss of money. Uh, I, as far as I remember, there's a lot of this accident happened in the past few months and years. But if you use this through the centralized app store powered by Elastos Technologies, you will be protected from these attacks because you host your own copy of the app codes, and it will give you more security and control over how you interact with this website. It also give you more security and control over your money and your identity. Imagine if you can access these app codes hosted by your own device like Elabox or through your desktop. If we can do this right, it will open a lot of opportunity for widespread adoption of Web3. Elabox and Elastos. You can run a copy of the code, make sure it's untampered. No one can hack it from you. No one can change the code because you own it. It will protect you from these hackers. You are protected, and you will be sure that you with when you interact with this website, you are not interacting on a hacker's website.
That sounds great. Will this be available online, or do we need to wait for a delivery service?
No, this software will be downloadable for sure on our website very soon.
Got it. No, sounds very exciting. And I guess Where does that leave the physical Elabox? Like, will we see further hardware products from the Elabox team in the future?
We'll still continue building these Elabox devices. We started this one. We know there's a demand, and we know people can benefit a lot in running their own Elabox on their house. So we will make sure that we learn from the mistakes of the past things that we encountered, and we adapt our system to better accommodate the delays. We make sure that if there's someone who ordered, we already have the supply, the components that is needed to build these orders. We also ensure that the future rollouts will be considerably smoother than before compared to the last year. And we also wanted to we wish the everyone from the community, every customers that we had, the current customers that are still waiting for their orders to be fulfilled. We thank you everyone for your patience. We are so glad that you supported us. You waited for a long time just to have your Elaboxes, and we are so glad to get your Elaboxes to you at last. Thank you so much.
That's great to hear. And I think it's a testament of the team is the ability to adapt and pivot. And so having a physical version and a software version, amongst other things, is actually quite refreshing to see. And I don't want to leak any details, but as I understand it, there's some very exciting competitions and celebratory events that are coming up
Yeah,
to help
yeah.
mark the dispatching of the remaining Ella boxes, as well as the next batch of Ella boxes that will be available for sale in the future. There was a couple more things I was interested in, and I think the community probably would like me to ask you. One is with regards to the Ella boxes and the original buyers of the Ella box. There was a very innovative and interesting approach that the team took with regards to hosting Supernos and ELA rewards. Do you mind just refreshing us on how that worked and what is the plan with regards to distributing those rewards to the community?
Yeah, sure. We launched two Elabox Supernodes, and we have a reward we collected since day one. We use these rewards to distribute to all Elabox devices that is running. That's the idea that is running, so that they can help in securing and making the blockchain, the Elastos network, more decentralized. But then the pandemic happened, and we have an issue on the supply. So we stopped giving these rewards to all the Elabox devices that is running. We hold it, and we waited for all the Elabox remaining orders get fulfilled. So all the people who bought their Elabox currently running and remaining orders that hasn't been arrived will all get their rewards after we completed or fulfilled the remaining orders. So we plan to distribute all these rewards to all Elabox owners this November. If there's some delay, if there's some issue, we will explain what happened. But we are expecting it to be done at least end of this Q4 2023.
That's great to hear. Thank you for that update. There's a lot more I'd love to ask you. I understand there's a very exciting potential partnership that's soon to be announced, but obviously I will not press you on that. I think we could have got into things like the different technology components of Elastos that's integrated into the Elabox. I think it's pretty much the majority of the components. So it's really exciting, and that's why personally I've always been attracted to the Elabox, because it is really trying to solve an issue in this space, and it really complements Elastos tech stack with a physical product that integrates the technology and aids everyone on this journey into Web3. So thank you very much, John, for joining us. And I'm sure we all look forward to the next stage of the Elabox project. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fakhul. Thank you for having me here. It's a great time to talk with you about Elabox and Elastos. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.